Hello guys, this is Moses Jairaj. Right now time is 3 a.m. and today is I think 20. Man, things in my life are so frustrating and I want to deal with a lot of things and bad parenting people and, and mine is a broken family. My mother and father they were I don't want to say things about them because they never committed bigger sins, but they were wrong when it comes to our development. They think their way of like giving things is great way of things and right way of things, but they are not. But what man, emotionally it put much stress on us. What they did to us. Even I was in a family where it's like broken family. I had siblings, and not supportive. They did supported a lot, but at the same time they were not supporting. They were not fully supporting and not taking responsibility of their things. I have to take the responsibility of the things, all of the things. I have to take care of my family, but they weren't taking any responsibility. In return, they were fighting against me all the time. My father, my brother, and my mother. I hate these people, man. Literally. From my childhood, I never had good friends and good parents and good siblings. I was in that type of environment, good neighbors. But I hate this life. But God intentionally put me in this kind of between these kind of people to learn a lot. But his training is a lot tougher. I want to stay emotionally. He broken me a lot, but he knows if he break me in that certain manner, I will be useful for his purpose. Like in the weakness, his strength shall be made perfect. As like he said to the Paul, I can't able to tolerate this. I was waking up with frustration from last 4 years. What my father doesn't has goals. He don't even provide the basic necessities. Rather in return, he used to give money to my grandfather, and he needs man's appreciation. He spent money to show to the people, but what his mindset is poor mindset. The place where he came from is that different situation. My grandfather and great grandfather, they were like faced untouchability, and he came from that area. I never grew up in that environment. From my childhood, God had a purpose. I was nourished by I was nourished by conditioning the Bible. I rise up like Moses. Man, I hate this life. The day I die, that will give me much peace. You hear that sound? 4 years back, I poured milk to one cat, and that cat after 2 years, it's like that cat died after 3 years, but that single cat gave us 10 kittens. After that, life is not so good. I don't want to throw them away, but that mentality gave me suffering. I was raising those 10 cats and so much of frustration, problems in life. I have to face all these things. My father doesn't provide proper things. My mother won't even take responsibility of providing like proper nutrition. Sometimes she cook really well, sometimes won't. But the field I was doing, I needed proper nutrition. But I learned myself. I started cooking myself. That's a different thing. Things. But I hate, man. Kent Hovind always used to sell Dr. Kent Hovind. If you doesn't have a better father or a better mother, you have to become the one. That's what you used to say. If you doesn't have a better father, then you be the one. If you doesn't have a better mother, and you be the one. I'm going to decide the next generation of my children. I'm not going to spend the money. So I want to tell you this: if you give child to some other person with he never going to teach teach him. What he is going to do is if you put him on certain schools or colleges, the job of him is to they will think like this: how can I raise profit with these children? They'll do business. It's what the educational system in India are doing. And as a Christian, also the syllabus of the education is not good. They were in every field of education. It was mixed with a lie called the theory of evolution, which is a religion also. It was a false belief. I just don't want to send my next generation, my kids to school. I want to give them homeschooling, and I want to teach them God, Christ, and the Bible. That's the syllabus I'm going to teach my kid. And I'm going to provide a better mother to my family, to my next generation. That's why I never gave my heart yet to any foolish woman. I want to thank to God, but God showed me when I was at the age of 20 years a great woman. I saw her in reality too, but I never met her. God will send her to me the day it comes. I saw her before who she is, before who, knowing who she is. I saw her in 2020 in my dream, and at 2021 two times. First time I saw her when I was in college in my dream. She is a real woman. I saw her. She is a great woman too. She is perfect match for me. She will build my house, my next generation. She will definitely going to take responsibility. She is just like me. And their mother and father trained, gave them training. Wait a second. And spoiling rate is literally much higher, man. Things are spoiling. I want to protect a lot. I want to escape from this place, but God is the one that going to help me to become better and better by staying in this place. I want to remember the example of Dr. Kent Hovind saying the pearl is only come from suffering. When he said about the gate that he saw in the heaven, John the Apostle saw in the heaven. At 12 gates made with pearls. Pearl is the only thing come from suffering. That's cause came from irritation. When a grain entered into the clamp, it slowly produces some fluids in order to smooth that out into a pearl. That's how the pearl is created. I want to wait for it, and the victory is very near. And I was I had bigger goals. I was living in a between the persons who doesn't have that bigger goals, who doesn't match that bigger goals. I'm going to protect the private property of mine, and my goal is to educate the middle class people, most of the middle class people which were thinking the lies and doing the same like my father. They were thinking, if I take loans and my father all the time he paid our college schools and colleges fees with by taking loans from some people, and the interest rate is high. He can't able to clear those debts, and some he make loans and some he give to my grandfather. Man, wasted a lot of money in that manner. What I did was, recently I I God gave me and wisdom to clear almost all those loans. 2 years mental trauma is literally much higher. Man, my parents will they will be like, they feel it was peaceful life. Man, to us, I hated them a lot. They don't even understand how we struggle. Pa- Parents think that if we take some money and if we invest on our child for study, and some will give some jobs to them. Man, the earning has to be, we can we have to teach our kids ourselves, or we have to hire teachers rather than sending them to the school. Most people in India, they send school people because they follow their neighbor, someone sending their children. That's why we have to send them to school. No, you never follow something without knowing. That is what the rest of the world do. The scientific method has to be used: observation, hypothesis, experimentation, and double check and form a theory. In that similar way, you have to test and observe things in order to learn. See the rest of the people, what happening to them. Most of the today's generations in Andhra Pradesh or Telangana or in India, most of them were unemployed. Unemployed. The population, the youth population in India is high. Today, the population of the India has the highest number. It doesn't have. It's not the population. The duty of government is to protect the private property. That is the reason, and the life and freedom. That's the main reason. But Government doesn't have right for providing welfare to the people, and over imposing of taxes is not the correct thing government has to do. That's what India is doing, and I'm going to fight that in future, and I'm going to fight against the capital punishment is good for people. In USA it was a biggest business centers, and many leaders, political leaders, have shares on. They were investing on the prison system, which they can make a lot, and that's a different field. I'm going to fight against it in future, but right now, this is what I'm facing. From my childhood, I faced a lot of things. I want to. If you hear my words, you will become you. You will become wise. See, hire a teacher if you can teach, and provide your children what subject they need, and teach them. If, why do we need why do we have to write 10th exam, enter exam, degree exam? Why do we need graduation? Why do we need a formal education? All we need a self education. That's the most important thing. Many people doesn't even understand these words. Many middle class doesn't even understand these words. I want to say to you guys, and also my kids, my next generation, never study for for formal education. That doesn't even have 10th class certificates too, and that's a big achievement to me. They are going to learn a lots of languages. They were going to learn sciences, maths, and different fields, but they are now going to earn even 10th class degree, a school degree, a school sorry, not degree, a 10th class certificate. They are not going to write at least SSC exams. My kids going to be study the truth, and my children going to free. Rather investing on children much money to appreciate your neighbors or fellow people, why don't you invest on shares, or in private property, or in land, or buying some investment which will increase the interest rate, which will increase the value uh, over time. If you invest on it and give it to your children when they grow up, this advice to not to the corrupted rich peoples or politicians, but this is for the middle class people who are suffering, who are not even providing the basic things to your children. See, my father doesn't have any bad habits. My mother doesn't have any bad habits. They were really good people, but they were foolish people. Lack of wisdom causes a lot of damage in life. You have to get wisdom and understanding. But I'm not going to have any girlfriend until I marry the woman that God showed to me. I'll wait for her. Before that, I'm going to win the Olympics is not the goal. The goal is to be the fastest man in the world. Until now, I said Olympics, but in my mind, it was becoming the fastest man in the world. Fastest in the world, literally fastest. Always, I want to beat myself. I don't want to win over other person. All I want to do is I want to run faster. I want to break the barriers. I want to run 8 minutes race. That's what I'm going to do. But I learned a lot from this God, Jesus Christ. He taught me a lot. And I learned a lot from Kent Hovind and some other people like a Ralph Epperson about Horse, why we have to provide our children. Not biggest business education industry. The nation always, in any nation you see, the nation is filled with corrupted leaders. If you follow them or follow the businessman, it's like giving your life to kill for their benefit. But I was raising a lot of time and doesn't have sleep. I struggled with not having sleep for 4 years. Doesn't have better sleepless night. But today is Sunday. I doesn't have gym. But I was yesterday I explained a video. That was providing my progression. So I think 2 months I'm going to progress. I'm going to build the body proportions, bigger muscle there, and iliopsoas and lower back muscles. I'm going to win this race. Nobody is going to beat the race that I'm going to produce. I'm going to continuously produce the progress until I die. That's how I'm going to run. God going to help me, and God gave pain in my life in order to realize some things. So how important some things are. My father doesn't have mother, and my mother faced it with domestic abuse at my childhood. These things in life sometimes make us to shape us into a different person. I went through a lot of traumas with my parents and my friends. I had one friend. He is very corrupt. He has much evil mind from his childhood. He was with me. I was struggled about with him like, I know him when I was 3 years old. Until degree final year, he was here. He was in BCom computers. I was BCom general. I think like roughly 17 years he was with me. But when I was in intern degree, I slowly not not went with him. I s- he was he started drinking and started putting his money in betting. But I hate him a lot. He always used to like backstab me most of the times at my childhood. But when I was growing, I realized he was in a like toxic fellow, and slowly I set him farther gradually from my intern. He used to tell things behind my back. So that kind of friends I had when I was childhood. So I don't want doesn't have interest in staying with people. If I was with people, I don't want to ruin them, but all I want to is build them. Like I helped one fellow called, I don't want to sell his name. He was my friend. I helped him to lose weight for like, I think like 17 kilos. He came to me and he asked me, I want to become a constable. I help me. I want to lose weight, and I helped him to run 7 minutes 1600. He lost from 103 kilos to 81 kilos at the time, but things not favored him. Even he lost and ran. It turned to a different situation. That was his personal. He ruined the things by himself. but I helped him. I want to build people. If someone come to me and I want to build, I want to stay with them short term. I don't want to spend a long time. When I was 17, that's the time when I got saved, and I had great friend. His name is Jesus Christ. Now I was having relation with him. I had great friendship with him. Now I was stay with God and Christ. Rest of the world, it doesn't matter to me. I want one person in my life. That is God. It's not my wife, not my children, not my parents, not my friends. It's my God. Even I get better wife, better. I had a better children, but I always stay with my God. That's it, guys. I want to, and I also want to share it to you. How much things hard in life don't break. I'm going to achieve that. What I was going right now, whatever life may be, never quit in life. I was telling, not when I got succeeded. I was telling when I was in a failure. I want to tell one of the line from the poems which was said by Brian Tracy in the Success is a Journey. A man who can fight to the heavens on height is a man who can fight when he is losing. That's the attitude you need in order to become the great person, in order to succeed in life, in any field of life. Definitely one day I'm going to achieve it. 12 years I want to again remember my field. 12 years I was not having, I doesn't have success. Progress rate not even going up. 12 years I struggled with. 2014 I start. I not 12, 11 years. Maybe I will win in 12th year, but right now 11 years I was failing. But I don't know why I doesn't. Who gave me this attitude? How I got this attitude? I think my God gave this attitude through these situations, an unquittable nature that was developed and shaped all this 11 years period. When I was 5 years old, my father and mother took me to the gymnastics. My mother, 3 years, she used to take me to the gymnastics. But after 3 years, they stopped taking us to gymnastics because of schools. But I had that in mind, man. If I spend some time, I will become better. I was failure in gymnastics. The coach doesn't taught very well, so all I want to. I had that in my mind for like 7 years, and after that, at the age of 14, I started running myself because I was not better in any sport, in team sport. So I want to start it alone. I want to become better and better. So really I got better, but one day I will achieve the point where I said that is the right achievement for me. When I reach that point, I will get satisfied. And I went through a traumatic childhood, abuses from my from some people, mentally, physically, and from my childhood. And I went through teachers who beat us a lot, but God kept that to give me a meek heart, and also, and God wanted to. That's the reason why I was not committed any. committed any, like, my character is great because of that beating at my childhood of my teachers. My teachers doesn't know why they were beating, but God knows why they were beating. It gave me a great character. Train the child the way he go when he grew up, he will not depart from it. Baludi, I want to explain it in Telugu. I doesn't remember the words. Uh, so leave it, not right now. And also, I want to thank to the principal. The reason for he made teachers to beat us. The reason for that is the place I was living is little bit more violent place. People have, like, hard nature, so that's the reason he next generation doesn't want that to continue. There were murders, crime rate is high in this place. Once upon a time, it has reduced by a lot, thanks to God and thanks to the people who worked for it. And I want to make this nation a better nation. Firstly, I want to save middle class people from the political leaders and government. Government has to protect people, but rather than protecting in the form of taxes or inflation, it is taking away their work, their hard work from them. It's every person's right to have a private property, at least half an acre land they need, and government doesn't has to give that land to the person. He has to earn himself, and India doesn't need a poverty. People tell you that we were out of resources, but that is not true. Even India has 200 crore people. We were we have sufficient resources. The, the love of money is the root of all evil. If the business want to run better and better, the lies has to be, like, propaganda propaganda to the people. We have to lie in order to become much rich man. And in this world, I want to work for this nation, and I want to work against the evil government. Like, right now there was BJP. I will work against them. If there is Congress, if they were not right, I will work against them. I will fight against them. My goal is not to use violence against the political leaders. My goal is to fix the patterns. If I fix the patterns, it's like beating them. They can't able to make their things happen. Their goals, their evil, their wrong goals won't get fulfilled. So then I will succeed. Then people will become better and better. The taxes has to be reduced. The taxes is literally high. That's it, guys. This video is about my problems in life. I shared this to you, and that's it. See you guys.